Dandavats to all the
Can you hear
Vaishnavas.
me, Chinmay Prabhu?
Dandavats to Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. And my
I
namaskar.
can't hear anybody. That's okay. I'll join the Facebook then.
My namaskar to everyone joining in this evening for the World of Faith series part 2. And we're live at the lotus feet of Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Gandharvika Giridhari Ju at Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram SoCal. And we're broadcasting on the orders of Srila Bhakti Pawan Janardhan Maharaj. And I have our distinguished panel also here. Please bear with us as we have some technical difficulties on WebEx. The sound doesn't seem to be working, so we're taking care of it as we go along. But we will start with Mangalacharan, which is auspicious invocation. So please join us. Otherwise, please follow along in a mood of meditation. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sacha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Pariyana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitam Sacha Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Guru Abhishta Sapurakam Guru Ganera Shisha Sambhushitam Chinta Chinta Samastu Vedanipunam Shri Rupa Pantanugam Govindabhidam Ujjalam Vartanam Bhaktyannvitam Sundaram Mande Vishwa Guruncha Divya Bhagavat Premno Hibij Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchandra Badanam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandranandapuram Sadeka Varnam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Shri Siddhantanidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Maram Bandetam Shubhadam Madeka Sharanam Nasiswaram Sridharam Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Tividito Gauriya Gurvanvay Bhata Bhanuriva Prabhat Kagneo Gaura Sankirtanay Mayavadati Mingilo Dragatan Udritta Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdigahana Sukam Pradatu Prabhum Tam Bhaje Namo Gaura Kishoraya Bhaktavadhuta Murtaye Gaurangra Padma Bhrangaya Radha Bhava Nishevine Mande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Sharupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radharasa Sudhanidim Gaura Vrajashita Sheshaira Vaishnavaira Vanda Vigraham Jagannatha Prabhum Vande Premabdham Riddha Vaishnavam Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sharupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Namo Mahavadannai Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratase Namah. So this evening, before we begin, I want to introduce our panelists, distinguished panelists. Shripad Chinmay Prabhu. Chinmay Prabhu, can you please acknowledge?
Dhanyavad Prabhu.
Dhanyavad.
All dear devotees.
Jai, Jai, Jai. And then I also have Shripad Arun Krishna Prabhu. Arun Krishna Prabhu, can you please say something?
Dhanyavad Prabhu, welcome to all, and I'm delighted to have association of such exalted devotees and listeners. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. And from an undisclosed location, I also have with us Sangeeta ji. So she's not on camera, but she's here. So, uh,
Great.
so with that, happily, we will begin. So we were reading and discussing the world of faith in our first last week, our part one. What we discussed was how nearly every one of us is invested in the temporal world, or the world of experience, so to speak, of our senses, to the extent that that's all in all to us, and anything beyond, since we cannot see it, it doesn't exist. And that's what the general feeling is, and that's what people on the sensual plane, that's how we experience. And that's where Shastra, or that's where the Vedic knowledge comes to our rescue. The Vaishnavas, or the saints, teachers, they descend and they reinforce our faith, and they tell us that we need to have faith in that higher reality. And by putting on the lens that they give us, because they themselves they're like transparent media. So when we try to see reality through their eyes, then we can get a glimpse of the world of faith, which is real, tangible, wholesome, and it's a permanent abode for us. So that's kind of like the gist of what we discussed, and we started to discuss last time. And we will start from where we left off and go deeper toward the actual fulfillment and how it happens and what we need to do in order for that to happen, so that we can nurture our faith in reality, the beautiful. So with that, with all of your sanction and blessings, and we shall begin. So this is Param Guru Maharaj and Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj. So we will start. Give up everything, try only to have faith, and everything will be found. Everything is there. Sakala chhadiya bhai, Shraddha Devi Gun gai. Do not demand for any proof, because that is meanness. To search after proof as to whether he is or is not is meanness. With deep faith, automatically it is known, yes, he is. So now, Param Guru Maharaj quotes a verse from Sri Gītā. Yo mam apashyati sarvatra sarvam chamai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sa chamai na pranashyati. This is chapter 6, verse 30. Back to Guru Maharaj. For one who sees me in everything and everything in me, I do not remain unseen, and he also is not unnoticed by me. He never sways in his thought of me. Everything is in him, and he is also everywhere. This is the characteristic of he for whom we are searching. Yo mam apashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sa cha me na pranashyati. Omkar, the monosyllable Om, is the seed of theism. Om means yes. Always, wherever we cast our glance to search, in one word, the answer is yes. Yes, what you are searching for is. You are searching for happiness, pleasure, joy, fulfillment. You are in want. And in one word, yes, fulfillment is there. Om takes the form of Gayatri, then Veda, and Vedanta Sutra. Then it takes the shape of Srimad Bhagavatam and the Leela. Leela means the pastimes. The divine pastimes of the Lord. After they had the opportunity of participating in the Rasa Leela of Krishna, the Shruti, the Upanishads remarked, "Oh, we could not conceive this much. We could not inform the public about rasa, ecstasy, of such a high type." Raso Vaisa, he is rasa, anandam, ecstasy. It plays in such a way we could not understand so much, and we could not give it out to the public. So, our Lord, we beg your forgiveness. In the full play of your joyous pastimes, the magnitude of your ecstatic nature is inconceivable. Please forgive us. We failed to reveal to the public that the highest joy is of such fulfillment in the extreme, so much so that calm or lustiness, the most nasty thing in the mortal world, is found here to be the most beautiful and of the highest type of charm. Even the union of men and women, which is normally to be hated and rejected, we find that this ecstatic joy includes even that. We could not understand our Lord. Rather, the conception we presented is dry in comparison to this joyous life. So just a little pause here. I want to put this little question to the panel and everyone else is, do you know who Guru Maharaj is talking about? Who is this who is offering this apologetic statement?
The Shrutis.
Yes. Which, you know, Arun Prabhu, that most big Prakan Pandits and big sannyasis, they hold the Shrutis on their heads. They hold the Shrutis like on their heads like this. Right? To them, Shrutis define religion, religiosity. And here we see in Vrindavan, the Shrutis, they're standing and they're offering. It's a sort of a retraction. If you see that they set out with this tone and proposal of saying, yes, we will define truth, we will describe truth, and we will reveal the supreme truth, the sweetness of the truth, and then we shall prove it, and then we shall disclose it, and all of that. Right? But at this point, which is which is actually the acme of theistic development, the Shrutis, they're trying to retract their original petition. Now let me ask you another question. Do you know, in one or two words, what would that be called?
Say that one more.
That offer to retract, apologetically retract. Do you know what that would be called? Shruti Vrimagya. Or like you've heard that song? Shruti Bhir Vrimagyam.
No.
How about you, Chinmoy Prabhu? Do you recall Shruti Bhir Vrimagya?
No, I don't know that phrase or that word. Yeah.
That is what is being Param Guru Maharaj is explaining here explicitly. In that verse that Sri Uddhava spoke, we discussed it the other day. You remember? Asamaho charana renu dushamaham syam Brindavane kimapi gulmulataushadinam ya dustajam swajanam arja patham chahitva bhejur mukund padvim shruti bhir vimrigyam. Now do you remember? This is the Shruti Vimrigyam, where they're offering this retraction that we could not explain your sweetness and this highest harmony, this beauty, this fulfillment. We could not transmit this to the public. Why? Because even we did not understand it. So, we go on. Thus, we should be careful to appreciate genuine faith. We should approach the devotees for faith. They are like the pillars of faith. We are told that electricity can flow everywhere, but practically we must be connected with the dynamo. Dynamos can show electrical power. And similarly, there are many devotees, past and present, in whom we can find real godliness. They stand like pillars of faith in their dealings and example. If we approach Christ, His ideal and sacrifice will encourage faith in us. If we examine the history of Prahlad, we will come to understand what a great devotee he is. Our hearts will become filled to the brim. Here is faith. Here is the presence of the Almighty. When we pay heed to the devotees, with their help, we are raised to a particularly high standard of faith. We are in a safe position when we turn our attention towards the devotees. They are like so many pillars standing and proving His presence. Summarily, neglecting the enjoyable objects of this world, they stand with their heads erect, proving and declaring their experience of the Supreme Entity. Faith in the devotees, the Vaishnavas, grants us the most substantial help. Such a position is not flickering, but firm. One who has faith in the Vaishnavas achieves a devotion of a tangible character. Otherwise, with only abstract faith in the Lord, without faith in the devotees, we are but beginners in the stage of Kanishta Adhikar. This is an unreliable platform. Our devotion reaches a reliable standard when we can find devotion in the devotees and recognize their importance. The devotees are above even Shastra, the scriptures. The tangible stage when our real faith in them develops is the middle stage, Madhyamadikar. In that stage, the opposition of the non-devotees may sometimes seem to partially hide the Lord in our consciousness like an eclipse. But these barriers within are dissolved when direct contact with the Supreme awakens. In the highest stage, Uttamadhikar, one can trace the Supreme Entity everywhere and in every movement. Yo mama pashyati sarvatra sarvam chamai pashyati. And then he also quotes Sarva bhutesh yat pashyed bhagavad bhavam atmana. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam. It is his will. He is there in his Leela. He may play hide and seek with his devotees. Sometimes he may be clearly visible to them. Sometimes he may hide. And the devotees cry, "Oh, where are you, my Lord? I don't feel your presence. I can't see you. How can I stand? How can I lead my life without you? I can't live. You are so charming and so joyous, and the giver of so much fulfillment. I can't live without your relationship." In this way, they begin to wail and cry. Everything is dependent upon him alone. If we attempt to trace the cause of everything, we will find that the cause is sometimes, which in turn has its cause, which also has its cause, and so on. But when we find his personal beauty and charm, we will realize, yes, this is the final object, or this is the final objective that we and the whole world are searching for. There is a Bengali song, "O mountain, O Himalayas, O Alps, O Sumeru, what are you searching for with your head erect? Have you seen the creator of this world? And have you attained the fulfillment of your life? Have you seen him?" In this way, the devotee feels in his heart that everything is searching for the Lord, who is the fulfillment of life itself. In the phenomenal world of birth and death, there is nothing tangible that should attract our attention. Our inner heart's search is for Sat. Sat, the eternal. Chit, consciousness that satisfies our perception. And Anandam, the satisfaction of our hankering after beauty and love. When love awakens, the function of the brain retires. We will understand that love is the fulfillment of life. This is a special phase of our life. Wherever we may be, we are automatically always searching. Searching for what? Searching for that. Yes. Om. Om means a big yes. What you're searching for, it is. What your inner heart is hankering after, that is existing. Your search must progress from the apparent to the inner substance. The Lord of your search is there. Thus, Omkar takes us to Gayatri, then the Veda, Vedanta and Srimad Bhagavatam, which describes the ecstatic, joyful side of the Lord. The infinite comes so close to the finite that the finite thinks he is one of us. He plays the part of such a close friend that we think he is one of us. This is the highest grace and kindness upon us. And this is our highest attainment, which is found in Vrindavan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught that we must abandon everything and make our only aim that Vrindavan, Lord Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan, God of gods, Lord of lords. He is the source of unlimited manifestations of supernatural power. Therefore, Mahaprabhu announced, search for Sri Krishna. You have no other duty in this world. Take his name, talk about him, and whatever you do, go on in this way. Very swiftly, you will achieve the fulfillment of your life. Go on taking his name. Go on searching for him. Go on talking about him, whether you are sleeping, eating, quarreling, whatever you are doing, combine it with Krishna. But that search for Krishna should not be hypocritical. The sincere seeker will receive help and direction from the real devotees. With the help of the scriptures and the devotees, and with sincerity within you, go on searching after Krishna everywhere. Whoever you meet, talk about Krishna. And don't talk of anything that is a prey to death. Wife, children, money, everything will evaporate at the next moment. So don't think about them any longer. But in every step of your life, do everything only for the eternal joy. Krishna is not your concoction. He can be known through sadhu and shastra, not this mundane world of your enjoyment. Nor can you find Krishna in abhorrence, renunciation. But Krishna is with the sadhu, the pure saint. Krishna is the fulfillment of the positive inquiry of the heart. Those who are carried away by the charm of the external world cannot understand their inner temperament. They are unfortunate. Na te vidu swarth gatim hi Vishnu. Durashaya bahirartha manina. Say it in here. Andhayatha andhairupniyamanas.
Te pishatantram urudavani baddha. Nate vidu swartagatim hi Vishnum. Durashayaye bahirarthamanina. Andhayatha andhair upaniyamanas. Te pishatantram urudavani baddha.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat. Jai. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 5th chapter, verse 31. And then Param Guru Maharaj explains it. The main necessity is to keep company with the sadhu who has real faith in Krishna. Such a sadhu is very, very rare in this world. But if you want to achieve the highest good, make that ideal the crown of your head. In any way possible, take the help of that association. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kaya, Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhya. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya. A moment's association with the sadhu awards all success. And this is the verdict of all the scriptures. Kim pramattasya bahubir parokshara hayanayriha varam muhuratam miditam ghatate shayase yata. Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, first chapter, 12th verse. Imperceptibly, many, many years pass uselessly in the life of a person intoxicated by mundane pleasures. Better, if only for a moment, muhuratam, varam muhuratam, if only for a moment he realizes that he is losing valuable time, for he may thus become serious to attain his eternal benefit. Here Shukdev Goswami says that one moment is sufficient to solve the whole problem of life. If it is properly utilized in sadhu sangha. At all costs, try to utilize the opportunity of sadhu sangha, the association of the agent of Krishna. What is the necessity of living for ages and ages if we are unconscious of our own interest? One moment properly utilized is sufficient to solve the whole problem of our life, for which we are eternally wandering about in this plane. We must be wakeful to our personal interest, not negligent. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to direct us to our real interest within. You do not know your own heart. You are a foreigner to your own heart and its demand. There is a wealth within your heart. Try to find it. Eliminate the foreign things, and you will find your heart to be a temple of Krishna. With the help of a proper guide, search your own heart, and you will find Krishna there. This is not a foreign thing to you. Every heart is a temple of the Lord. It is your property. It is your home. Back to God, back to home. Hare Krishna. Can anyone say anything, panel?
It's wonderful to hear what our Guru Work has given for us. So, it's just full of gratitude. This kind of fulfillment of seekers' desire is not possible. We may be wandering in this world with questions and desires of the purpose of this life. Who can give it? Except Divine Himself.
Arun Prabhu, can you please speak up a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so basically I think we're just filled with gratitude, primarily because what we seek in terms of questions as to what our purpose of life is and what is our correct situation and what is our relationship with this environment or the creator of the environment cannot be revealed by anybody except the creator himself. If he chooses to reveal, then we can. But, and this is what we are hearing. It is so beautiful.
Chinmoy Prabhu, please say something.
Prabhu, this concept of faith, many people believe they have no faith. But I don't think they understand it properly. And Srila Maharaj is helping us to understand it properly. I mean, in the mundane world, if you think of some gamma radiation, you can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't taste it, you can't hear it, you can't see it. But if there's a scientist standing before a room and says, "Don't go into that room; it's full of gamma radiation," you won't go into that room. And why? Because he's an authority. And so here, Srila Maharaj is saying, go to the authorities who have this knowledge, and they will impart it, serve them, and they will impart this faith. This is how we get everything. We get it through the devotee. So even faith we can get through the devotee.
Joy, that is so true. That is so true. Hare Krishna. And I see that we have Nikhil with us. Namaskar, Nikhil ji.
Gandha.
And then we have two instances of Arun Krishna Prabhu. So Arun Prabhu has expanded himself.
That's the quantum duality.
All right. Hare Krishna. So I'll read a little bit more and then we can pause for Hari Harai, but because this is so beautiful that I just don't want to stop. It says, Sakala chhadiya bhai, Shraddha Devi ra gun gai, Yan kripa bhakti dite pare. Giving up everything, let us sing in praise of Shraddha Devi, faith, whose grace can take us to Krishna. Shraddha, faith, is the most subtle thing and it is also the most tangible. It is not imaginary. We must realize that it is reality. It is concrete and not merely an abstract sentiment of mere individual consciousness. Faith is universal as the most fundamental element that can connect us with the finest objective. A little pause here because it comes up again and again, so I just want to reiterate that, like we heard from the panel also, Chinmoy Prabhu say that, and Arun Prabhu touched upon that also. That faith is an intrinsic function of a unit of consciousness. Just like free will is an intrinsic function of a unit of consciousness. Without free will, there is no possibility of consciousness. Similarly, faith is also an intrinsic function of consciousness. Now, how we interpret faith on this plane is if someone says, I have no faith, and what they're trying to say is they don't have a particular kind of faith in, let's say, a religion or some path or some process, but faith they must have. The faith may be employed in different areas. That is up to the free will of the individual. But it cannot be that they do not have faith, because then they would not exist. So faith is intrinsic. We have to have faith. Why? Because we're conscious. And so it is where we put our faith. Because to say that I don't believe in order in the universe, I believe in chaos, is to say that my faith is in chaos. Right? That's how you're denying order or harmony. You deny harmony by saying my faith is in chaos. So one has to have faith. It is not possible to exist and to be a unit of consciousness without having faith. Through electricity, back to Param Guru Maharaj, through electricity or radio, we can establish communication over a long distance. The science is very subtle and not known to anyone and everyone. Well, at least a pause here. At least we have one person in our panel who perfectly knows it, and that's Arun Krishna Prabhu. The science is very subtle and not known to anyone and everyone. Yet, we cannot deny its existence. A little pause here now. If we start denying it in front of Arun Krishna Prabhu, what will he think? Right? So when Param Guru Maharaj talks about devotees, those pillars of faith, and then you talk about the existence, the mere existence, then what would they think if I start arguing about the fact that Arun Krishna Prabhu, there is no, you cannot do it, no, over long distances, no, not possible. Then what will he think? What will go on in his mind? Because he does it every day, day in and day out. He's studied it, he's seen it, he's experienced it. And from him, but if I develop some amount of faith in listening to him and say, okay, please kindly tell me more about it, then he will very easily be able to impart that knowledge onto me. And the same process works in divinity, in understanding the Supreme, and we have to employ faith. But faith is much more subtle, and through it one can establish both higher contact and reciprocation. Subtle faith is not approachable by anyone and everyone. It has its tangible existence. And it may function in any circumstance if we have its peculiar contact. We cannot give false statements that we possess it. Our power and grandeur are not necessarily any proof of its presence in us. Despite great pomp and show, all we personify may be falsehood. We should be very cautious to maintain our contact with genuine faith. Of course, sincerity is the main requirement for faith's connection. We touched upon that a little bit last time. Let's see. Sincerity is the main requirement for faith's connection. Guru Maharaj. No price, however valuable in this world, can purchase it. The qualification is Laulyam. What does that mean? So, Laulyam means greed. Nanda Kishore Prabhu helped us with that. He whispered greed from behind. Our sincere and earnest desire for the thing. No one can purchase the absolute, and no price can purchase him. The absolute necessity is our sincere desire and earnestness. With insincerity, we cannot make trade with him. He is not so foolish as to become an object of trade for anybody. Sincere desire for him is required, and that will awaken the conception to serve him. We want him sincerely through affection. We love him, so we desire him. And to love means to sacrifice for the object of our love. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu has given a beautiful definition of the word Bhagavan. Bhajaniya Sarva Guna Vishishta. The Supreme Lord, Bhagavan, is of such a nature that everyone who comes in contact with him will want to serve him and to sacrifice themselves for his satisfaction. This is the result of faith in its developed form. He is so noble. We shall think that if we die to satisfy him, our life's objective will be fulfilled. His noble quality is such that it draws so much sacrificing spirit for him. It draws everything towards him. Die to live. Faith is such. Death of the false ego. We are in the ocean of faith, and the devotees are the essential agents. Each helps the other. We are much relieved from the fatigue and trials of a long journey if we have a companion or the association of a group. Similarly, in this ocean, if we obtain the help of devotees of similar nature to ours, that will be most conducive. Even our Guru Maharaj, in a speech he delivered on Vyas Puja, his holy appearance day, addressed his disciples, Vipada Uddharana Bandhu Gana. So who said this? Who said these words? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. What did he say to his disciples? Vipada Uddharana Bandhu Gana. Oh, my friends, who can give me relief from danger. To me, you are my deliverers from danger. In the ocean of faith, it is very difficult to journey onward alone. So you have come to help me in my dangerous, ambitious journey in the infinite. You have come and you are engaging me in talking about him, and so you have given me some engagement. Otherwise, to live and move alone in the infinite is very difficult, troublesome, and dangerous. You have all come to hear something, and in this exchange of talks about him, the situation has been made very safe and easy to journey so far toward Vaikuntha. We must be conscious of our real position when we are searching for Krishna. It is not easy, and also it is very easy, both simultaneously. Faith is the only capital by which we can make our journey towards the infinite. Bhakti, devotion, has no beginning and no end. Ahaituki apratihata. There is no beginning, it is there already. Before we came to know about it, it was there. It was there. It is there. It will be there. No one can resist it. That bhakti, that faith is irresistible. It is part of the eternal substance. Its very nature is eternity. None can oppose it. We only have to make contact and associate with it, and the wave will carry us towards our goal. And if we can have the company of the devotees, the journey becomes very easy and pleasant. Whereas to go alone is very difficult. In the progress of our contact with faith, when we come to take benefit from the devotees and have faith in them, we are more safe and our progress is also tangible. It comes to reality. From a vague abstract position, faith becomes deeper within us. We can then recognize many others with the same objective in life. And the journey becomes easier, it becomes conceivable, it comes into measurement. Why is that important? Because what we are talking about is infinite. So when a journey comes into the purview of measurement, then to us it's more tangible. When we have faith in the real devotees, we can come into contact with such a tangible thing. Thus, the position of the devotees is very important in our journey, especially in the middle stage. In the primary stage, not much importance is given to the devotees. With only a vague conception from the scriptures and with the help of previous accumulated merits, sukriti, the journey is begun. But gradually, the beginners find that the journey onwards in the infinite is not an easy thing. We thought that with a little progress we could attain the desired end. But now we find that it is not so. When we come to consider the real position of devotion, of what is God, He is universal, He is the ultimate goal, we may gradually become disappointed. But if along the way we take help from the devotees of similar objective, we shall feel much relief by their company. Even though the destination may be far away, the difficulties of the journey are more prominent in the second stage. In the primary stage, we are not very exclusive in our objective, so we do not experience much difficulty. Real difficulties begin when we enter into the journey exclusively with no other objective than to engage our whole energy towards that high and elevated path. And if we actually achieve a touch of the highest stage, the Mahabhagat stage, the journey again becomes easier. But the middle portion is difficult. And at that stage, the devotees are very important to save us. This is the period of both tangible acquisition and difficulty. Our failings on the path to realization are to be rectified in this middle stage. When we enter into war in the beginning, we have much hope. We feel confident. But the real test is when the fighting begins. And when we finally conquer, we again become very satisfied. But the middle, when the war is being conducted, that is the difficult period. At that time, our co-workers, our comrades who fight alongside us are very, very important to us. I am not alone, but there are many others battling alongside me in that middle fighting period of war. Those companions are important. Some may disappear from the field, but there will be others to encourage me. Similarly, on this journey, we may see that many stalwarts are falling. It may discourage us to see such respected persons going away, falling in the middle path. Nonetheless, in the midst of those unfavorable circumstances, there are others who are bravely making progress with unflinching faith, and they will help us. To stick it out to the end is difficult, but important and valuable. The test comes and shows how much faith we have. Nothing comes in vain, and we must take everything that happens in that way. There may be so many stalwarts like Bhishma and Drona who fell flat in the battlefield. But still we must go on. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. We are out to fight to the end. We must achieve our end of life. And we can imbibe such firmness from the character of the devotees. The Shastra will also offer helpful advice, but the association of the devotees is nonetheless of ultimate importance. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki. So with that, I'd like to pause over here and ask the panel do you think you would want to continue on the path of faith, at least in the series, so next week maybe we can have some more discussion. What do you say, Chinmoy Prabhu?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Very nice.
Arun Prabhu, what do you think?
I agree with Chinmoy Prabhu wholeheartedly.
Okay, then I have some confirmation here. So with that, please overlook my offenses, and we will have Hariharaya. So give me a minute to set it up as we're setting it up, and I think Preeti ji just joined us. Namaskar, Preeti ji.
धन्यवाद प्रभु नमस्कार
Namaskar. Hare Krishna. So please,
Didi, I have a request for you. Please put up a background picture for yourself so we don't just see a P.
okay background
See you a video, or you can just put some picture. Does not need to be your own picture.
that's okay. Give me a second, please.
okay
In text, there is a provision where you can put a picture when you are offline, or when your video is off, you can put a picture.
Picture, okay. Now you cannot see, na? This video is off.
Yes.
Yeah, when video is off, you only see things like this, like
See or something, yeah, okay, okay. Oh, got it. So I can set up a picture.
yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay, I'll try.
Otherwise, the directive is you have to turn on your camera.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, that's good idea. That's why, because I have kids here, they are so meeting. I don't want to video on. Oh, that's the problem. Not sitting always in one place because of one.
Yeah. So when you're sitting and you're looking at it, you can turn on the video, and when you can always put your picture instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you for the advice.
Thank you for listening.
Then,
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hariharaya Namah Krishnaya Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Ichhai Gosai Kori Charana Vandan Jaha hoite Vignana Shabishta Puran Ichhai Gosai तसभर पादरेणु मोर पंचग्रास तांडेरा चरण से विभक्त सने बास जन्म मोरा अभिलाष इच्छाए गोसाई जब ब्रज कोइलाबास श्री राधा कृष्ण नित्य लीला कोरिला प्रकाश आनंद बोलो हरि भज वृंदावन
आनंद बोलो हरि भज वृंदावन
श्री गुरु वैष्णव पदे जय अमर
श्री गुरु वैष्णव पदे जय अमर
श्री गुरु वैष्णव पद न करियास
श्री गुरु वैष्णव पद न करियास
हरि नाम संकीर्तन को है नरोत्तम दास
हरि नाम संकीर्तन
हरि हराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय गौरंगा सुंदर जय गौरंगा सुंदर जय गौरंगा सुंदर जय गौरंगा सुंदर
जय गौरंग सुंदर जय गौरंग सुंदर
जय जय सब परिकर श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जीव की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य वर्य स्तोत्र सता श्री श्रीमद शिला भक्ति सुंदर गोविंद देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय शिला भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय भगवान शिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की जय जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय जय शिला स्वामी महाराज की जय जय शिला भक्ति पवन जनार्दन महाराज की जय शिला भक्ति निर्मल आचार्य महाराज की जय, रूप गुरु वर्ग की जय, श्री चैतन्य सरस्वत मठ आचार्य वृंद की जय, श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, नित्याय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल।
प्रभु की जय,
अरुण कृष्ण प्रभु की जय, Hare Krishna. So give me a second here.